Hello guys, I have some updates on the Z.mote Dual Trigger, so I wanted to give you a heads up on what's going on. So these are the new PCBs. I added a buzzer to both of the remote types, this is the normal standard one. The buzzer is right here, and this is with the stoplight edition, which I'm going to get to in a minute. And they both have actually the single trigger as well. They all have the buzzer as a standard now, and we are using it in various of places where we want to draw attention to what's going on the remote. So I added the buzzer in various of places, but I'm going to continue to add it where I see it fit. For now, I added it to only to a couple of places. For example, one of them is during the calibration. So let's get into the menu. So a single beep means that we should push and hold until we hear a double beep. Okay, means that we are just finished. So we can get out of the menu or just turn it on and off. So it's just a single beep for the slow acceleration. That will be for the full acceleration mode. Also, I'm using it in a low battery situation. I explained it in a detail in another video, which is quite long, which is you can watch it in my YouTube channel. And I'm using it also when we change the RGB mode, and before we save it to the EEPROM, it actually just gives us a beep and a green LED right here. So let's just try it out. So as you can see, we just activated the RGB mode. Let's advance the mode. But we have to stay in that mode for 10 seconds before it can save. This is just to prevent the wear and tear. Okay, it just gives us a beep and a green LED right here. It just means that the mode is saved. Even if we turn it off and on, it's just going to continue from the same mode. Okay. Another addition is this power LED, which is quite bright red light, and I positioned it at the back end of the remote, which is facing to the back side when you're riding, just like this. It can react to braking, or it has some static and different animations. And it also has this lens cap on top of it, just goes on like this, and then it attaches to this specific PCB right here and just goes like this. So it can work on its own. Again, it has about 10 modes to choose from, and you can also attach one of those modes to the specific RGB mode. So it has two saving slots. Let me show you how it's done. So let's start with the standalone mode without the RGB. You just simply press and hold to the left one and it will turn it on. This is actually the first mode, which is the low brightness, which is the static. It doesn't react to braking. This is the highest setting. It's just very bright. And then this is the third one, just fading in and out. Some blinking pattern. Okay, so the first 4 or 5 modes, they're not braking reactive, but any mode after that, they're all braking reactive. So this is actually working right now, but it is waiting for us to hit the brakes. So when we hit the brakes, it starts to blink. And then the next one, this is the constantly on with the low power mode. And it goes brighter while blinking. Okay, this is fading while we are holding the braking. And this is faster. Again, this is faster. Okay, we are going back to 1. So these are all the modes right now, but I'll probably add more in the future. So this is the standalone mode without the RGB, and it has its own save slot. So when you press and hold, meaning you turn it off, and when you turn it back on, it's just going to continue from the where you left off, regardless of the RGB lighting saving, so it doesn't interfere with that. So let's try it out. For example, let's see if I can just leave it at one of the breaking reactive ones. Let's try this one. This is breaking reactive. Yeah, let's wait till it saves. Okay, I'm going to turn it off, turn off the remote, turn it back on, press and hold. Okay, we'll just continue from where we saved it. So, and how can we add one of these modes to the RGB ones? So RGB modes have the priority, so when you turn it on, okay, so let's see, for example, this one. If you want to add one of the stoplight effects to the RGB ones, we have to click left button, but if we don't hold down the braking, it's just going to advance the RGB mode to the next one. But if we hold it like this and press the advanced effect mode, it's actually activate one of the modes, like in the same order. Okay, so let's break in reactive one. Okay, let's wait till it saves. Okay, so this specific stoplight effect is binded to this specific RGB mode. So when you cycle between the RGB modes, okay, when you come back to the same one, let's cycle through. I think it was this one, yeah. You see, we are in the same mode. Let's try for another one. Okay, so this one, okay, this one is actually binded to another one, as you can see. So we can just cycle. So each RGB save slot can have a unique stoplight effect. So they're just going in pairs for the RGB light effect. But this one that is working standalone, it has additional save slots. So this is completely unrelated to the RGB one. So, but if you turn on the RGB, it is going to override the backlighting because they're going in pairs. These effects, of course, they're all subject to change. Maybe the functionality or how they behave, we'll see in the future, but for now it's just going to stay as is.